Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing Conejo. Jose Martin was born on September 9th, 1974, in Los Angeles, California. His family relocated to LA in the late 1960s from Jalisco, Mexico. His upbringing was close-knit, and he was considered the black sheep of the family. Conejo grew up in the West Adams district of Los Angeles. Growing up in the 80s, he experienced firsthand the explosion of crack, gangs, and violence. Conejo joined the dead-end Harpys gang during this era. Barrio Harpys is a predominantly Mexican-American gang located in the West Adams district of South Central. Originally a football team, the gang was formed in the 1960s in the area north of USC. Known on the street as G-Rabbit, Conejo, which means rabbit in Spanish, was heavy in the streets and fully activated, going at it with surrounding rival gangs. A few of these enemies included 18th Street, Easy Riders, the Rollin' 30 Crips, and Alley Tiny Criminals. As late-night missions and gunplay became the norm, the bodies began to pile up. In 1991, Conejo lost 17 fellow gang members who were killed in that year alone. The year after that, 13 were slayed. Body after body, the Harpys gang were known for quick and effective retaliation. During this period of extreme gang violence in Los Angeles, Conejo was able to find an outlet to express himself while simultaneously being involved in gang wars. In the late 1980s, Conejo began crafting music along Black Eyed Peas' DJ Motive. It continued the relationship through the early 90s, even though he didn't glorify gang culture. The graphic representation of his own life delivered emotionally relevant stories that quickly captivated fans of his music. His lyrics provided a glimpse of the crime-infested environment and grim reality that plagued many inner-city families. Unfortunately, the life Conejo was rapping about was still very much real at the time. On November 3rd, 2002, there was a house party on the 1100 block of West 48th Street. At some point during the party, the DJ got into a fight with several gang members. One of the guests at the party, Mario, tried to stop the fight by firing several shots in the air. As he attempted to defuse the altercation, several people rushed him and took his gun away. They carried his arms and legs and dragged him away from the party. Once they were outside the home, they shot Mario several times. Mario died at the scene. Police said Conejo was identified as one of the suspects in Mario's death, but shortly after the killing, Conejo fled to Mexico. He became a wanted fugitive and lived in Mexico for almost 15 years, changing names and going back and forth from Tijuana to Jalisco. While on the run, Conejo established his own label, Felony Case Records, and set up an apparel line selling shirts, sweatshirts, music, and framed pictures of himself. Conejo's aspirations were cut short when members of the FBI Fugitive Task Force found him in Baja California and arrested him. Conejo was returned back to Los Angeles and booked on suspicion of murder, fighting the case for 2 years while remaining behind bars without bail. Conejo became a free man in 2018 when his charges were dropped. Shortly after his release, longtime friend and film director David Ayer offered Conejo a starring role along Shia LaBeouf in the movie Tax Collector. The chance opportunity granted him another gig as the role of Oscar in the Fox series The Deputy. With the new fresh start on life, Conejo was finally able to perform sold-out shows across the country. Nearly 2 decades after his rap career started, even with the odds stacked against him, Conejo stayed solid and overcame his trials and tribulations. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.